Good day, fellow investors. I made this video last weekend discussing a great book by Mark Spitznagel, and a lot of comments were, this is too difficult for the average investor, this is not easy, this is hard to implement, etc., etc. And that's exactly what I want to discuss today. The framework of investing versus just easy practical tools. And if you're looking for easy tools when it comes to investing, you will find someone to sell them to you, but I would advise to stick to knowledge. And if we just look at the comments, very few people will get any value from reading this book. Math's heavy and it doesn't offer any practical solutions for retail investors. It offers a framework, and that's the key I want to discuss. And then also Alberto says that he tried to hedge. It's not easy, and options cost, shorts are complex, and gold is really useless. It's not easy. And then just to quote Charlie Munger, why should it be easy to do something that, if done well, 2 or 3 times will make your family rich for life? And that's exactly what I want to quickly touch here, to just give you something that I feel many of you are missing. Investing framework, okay, what do I need to do well over my lifetime to get really rich, and then just the average, oh, let it fall from the skies, served on a silver plate, which is, I think, now in this market especially dangerous. Because let's just check the S&P 500, and yes, over the last 40 years, stocks have been going nothing but up, and any little dip, it's quickly covered. So even this crashes, what, a few years, then we are back to normal, and those that invested in the S&P 500 made more than 50 times their money, including dividends. But this is only because of one reason, one and only, and this is the reason. So since 1981, interest rates in 1982 have been going nothing but down, and down to the bottom, that we can't go lower. And this is why stocks and everything did really well over time. So a lifting tide lifts all boats, but when the tide reverts, we'll see who's been swimming naked. And if you don't have knowledge, then you will be caught swimming naked, and 40 years of who cares might be extremely costly. Further, if we look at 1985 letter to shareholders, then Warren Buffett says, however, these institutions were then under the spell, and those are still under the spell after 40 years of doing well, of academics at prestigious business schools who were preaching a newly fashioned theory. The stock market was totally efficient, and therefore calculations of business value and even thought itself were of no importance in investment activities. We are enormously indebted to those academics. What could be more advantageous in an intellectual contest, whether it's bridge, chess, or stock selection, than to have opponents who have been taught that thinking is a waste of energy? And when I do a book like that, and then people say it's too hard, you have to think, you have to learn something, you have to do something, then of course, thank you all, because that will be our advantage over the long term. Because going back to interest rates, let's check also a little bit what was going on in the previous decades. And if I go to this very nice long-term chart, then you can see that, yes, over the last 40 years, everything has been going up. The Dow was below 1,000 points, and now it's 35,000 points. But prior periods have been very negative, and here is where real investors really do well and then compound even here. Amateur investors don't compound and usually do the wrong thing at the wrong moment in time. Because this and what everyone is selling, stocks only going up and up, looks very good. But if we look at this 100-year chart and more, this is inflation adjusted. So this is 1929, which resembles 2022 in many ways. And if you look here, 1929, inflation adjusted, just look at how long it took for it to get back there. 60 years. So 60 years the stock market didn't beat inflation. If we are here now, just to come back to somewhere, it will take you decades and decades. And therefore, I think it's extremely important to start really thinking about investing. And the key is, if the market continues like it is, everyone is getting rich, everyone has money, great. But at least always think, okay, even if you have the same reward, but you have lowered your risk substantially, you will do well. If the market changes and we are in for 4 decades of ugly markets, YouTube channels disappearing, then investing is the core. So again, why should it be easy? And that's it also. You have to do something well 2 or 3 times in your life, and everyone is looking for practical advices. Do this, buy this, this is the hedge yourself now, short term, like we've seen with Netflix 2 days ago. The market's so much focused on the short term. But if you have the right framework, then you can know what to do a few times in your lifetime, right? And you will be rich forever with likely your offspring for the long term. And that's the key why I will always emphasize frameworks. And if you are really looking for a conceptual framework, a heavy read, but if you can tackle this, then of course link in the description below to support the channel, then you are really doing something. It talks about trees for the first 50-70 pages, but if you can read this, then your mindset will be right. And what I do to give you practical solutions, if you go to the Sven Carlin Stock Market Investing course, which is free and will always be, the link is in the description below. And here I try to systematize what we do here on this channel to give an investing overview of what is there to learn. I'll try to improve this. I constantly do something here, give links to videos, and try to systematize and try to give a learning perspective here. There is more than 30,000 happy users here, so you might want to join. It's completely free, it's practical. If you want to learn a framework for investing, you can enjoy it there. As I said, it's free. So enjoy the content, subscribe if you haven't. I'll try to work more also on the practical solutions for investing, to give examples, but also on the investing framework. Because why should it be easy to do something just a few times in your life and be rich forever? That's why we need to think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.